Welcome to Last Orders, the podcast about the podcast. We're going to talk with some of the cast and players about the recent episode of the Crowded Tavern, more specifically episode number 9, The Vanquishing of Demons. With me today, I have my trusted friend and ally, Amanda. Say hi, Amanda.
Hi, Amanda.
Also with us today, we have a few guests. We have Danny, aka Auburn.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there.
Hello there. We also have Jake, aka Benjamin.
How's it all going?
It is going good now that it seems like, fingers crossed, no jinxing, that my internet has stabilized so we can actually record something. Is everyone still here? Am I still here?
You're still here.
You are.
Awesome.
Well, very ironically said not to jinx it, but you know.
There you go. How's everyone doing?
Pretty good. We were just talking to our fellow friends about my...
Don't.
Yeah, we'll just say some interesting facts about my grandparents.
Honestly, I would listen to an entire podcast about stories of your grandparents because they are hilarious.
I'm sure.
All right. So it's Monday when we're recording this. So everybody had a good weekend.
It was a weekend.
It was a weekend.
I felt like
we're going to leave it at that. It was a weekend.
Yeah,
Fair.
Mm-hmm.
A long weekend for those who celebrated the bank holiday, which was nice.
That's true. We love a long weekend. Well, what we all have in common is that we all watched Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 this weekend.
Oh, did we all watch it?
All of us. Mm-hmm. So this is actually a Guardians of the Galaxy review podcast.
There we go.
No.
Okay, well, if you don't want to talk about that, that's probably another story we can talk about. So how's everybody feeling after the latest episode?
There's too many emotions with that. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that episode. I'm still reeling about it. Like, it was epic.
Yeah, definitely the closest I ever came to crying from playing D&D.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There were definitely even my voice just broke there quickly. There was a lot of things going on in an episode where I think from the get-go, I had like one goal where I wanted everyone to get to in this one episode. You know, in the span of 3.5 hours, I wanted you to get to one specific point in the story, and we didn't get there because
we didn't even get close, did we?
I mean, no. So yeah.
I don't think it was anyone's fault, though. I feel like we all just really, really enjoyed ourselves and got to know our characters a little bit more, and nothing else went wrong. No character was to blame for any of this. No, nothing at all.
Were they, though?
Arleem became a god, okay? It's not our fault.
Oh, yeah. That happened.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
What the hell?
What was that? Did you guys hear that?
Yes, we did.
I did. I wasn't sure if, like, a bird...
Is that a house falling down? Jesus.
What happens?
We think somebody slammed a door next door.
Oh, okay.
But next door?
You can cut that out, that's fine.
Kit Kat lost all this hair. Can you see that?
This episode.
Sorry for screaming. That scared the shit out of me.
No,
It's fine.
It was very loud.
Yeah. Scared the shit out of us, too.
Yeah, it did.
Oh my god. It's the neighbor with the murder tea.
Where were we?
So yeah, Arleem seemed to have gathered a little following. What were everyone's reactions to that?
At first, I was confused. I was like, "Oh, this is somebody like just gifting him statues and things," and I was like, "That's nice," you know. And then the revelation that it was because they maybe think he is a divinity, I was like, Arleem? That guy?
Yeah, it's amazing what happens when you can't feel your deity anymore, and only one person can. Mm-hmm. How are people going to react to that?
I was immediate. As soon as you started describing small figurines, I was like, oh shit, they're gonna think he is like some kind of savior or something.
I know, for some reason I thought it was going down like some weird voodoo route, but apparently I was completely wrong with that. I don't even know if you can do voodoo in D&D, but there we go.
Why not?
I thought that there was going to be like figurines of all of us and like everyone at camp, and they decided that Arleem was the one to collect them.
Well, I mean, he's the only one who's been doing stuff directly for them. We've been off doing stuff where they couldn't see us.
I mean, that's true.
I built them a camp.
True, jeez, Benjamin did build them stuff.
I mean, I'm trying to get them home.
Yeah.
God of carpentry.
God of being really good at using his hands for good. Oh my god, you guys have a filthy mind. Jesus.
I didn't say anything.
Just the reaction of everyone. Jeez.
It's fine, we're out of game. I can be crude.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Moving on.
Moving on, yeah. So, how about you, Jake? Anything particular in this episode? You favorite moment? Anything like that?
I think it's shared with my other guests. I was maybe not a favorite one, but maybe one that stuck with me quite a lot was the note that Arleem gave to Auburn.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like everyone was kind of moved by that, and I mean, I obviously I know Rick fairly well outside of D&D beforehand, but I had no idea that they could write like that, and that really got to me. I at first thought it was some sort of speech or monologue from a game or a film, but nope, that all came from them, and yeah, I feel like none of us were really ready for that.
What about Auburn?
Definitely neither me or my character were ready for that. I was blown away. I thought it was like, a love letter from Carxie or something.
So did I.
And then I was like, oh man, Arleem wrote this. But and then everything in it made sense because Arleem was really the one trying the hardest to make Auburn realize that he's more than he thinks he is. So I was really planning to have Auburn, at least for a while more, not try to be himself, trying to be his different side. But I don't see that he can do that now, because that destroyed both Auburn and me emotionally. In a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I feel like when we look back at the last few episodes, Auburn has really been, when it comes to character growth, I feel like Auburn has been the main character that has, evolved so much from going, just go from going from a secure everyday life to being in this wilderness to have to step up and do things, cannot kill stuff, realizing that, oh shit, someone got hurt because I didn't kill stuff, so now I'm going all in, so going from one end of the spectrum all the way to the other end of the spectrum, and then having to think about, what have I done now? Oh, it's fine, I'll just stay on this end on the spectrum. So I feel like it's been amazing to just see the whole, development of his character in such a short time. So it's been really cool. So how has it been for you on on being, on the other end of Auburn?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Well, hard. I was constantly worried that I was swinging too hard for him, that I was going too hard in one direction or too hard in another. But I felt it. Looking back at it, it makes sense that he would act extreme because he's in an extreme situation. Nothing has went to plan for him, and everything always normally went to plan for Auburn because he had a very safe life where he didn't have to do much else than just train and be good at that. And then all of a sudden, he has to do everything he trained for in the most extreme way. So he would definitely do what he did, but still try and be a good person, which is what he is.
Yeah.
So I think it made sense for him to regret being too weak and regret being too violent, both.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, looking back at where we are now, I don't feel like there's anything that he has done or you have done playing the character that is feeling out of place or anything. I feel like it's spot on for the character. So I mean, I tip my virtual hat to that. It's been amazing to follow. Anyone of you, the rest of you, how do you feel about it, or do you have any questions for Danny about Auburn or anything?
When you first kept him in like his shifted form, I was like, oh, this is a mistake. Like, this is only for a minute. What's going on here? And then I was like, oh, I'm concerned. This is not healthy. But like, I understood why it was happening, because I was like, I could absolutely see the progression and why Auburn feels that he needs to be that more confident person than like his more timid self, and that broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
No, don't be.
No, don't worry.
Thank you for being telling such a good story.
Well, thank you guys for helping me tell that story and for letting me be in it. It's all your stories as well that made this happen for Auburn. He couldn't have had his story without the other characters' stories, because they also helped him do it. There was many times the things that other people said to him or did that made him do what he did, like Benjamin telling him off for not shooting the rabbit thing. That made him feel real bad. and Neza constantly telling him to man up and get his shit together also helped him make decisions.
Oh yeah, she's not very nice.
Well, she's nice in her own way. I mean, you can tell Neza is a good person, but she's just very blunt about things.
No social skills.
No, really lacking in those social skills.
Yeah, I remember, and I don't even know how many episodes ago it is by now, but I remember that you, Danny, that you sent me that message that, hey, what if Auburn doesn't switch back? And I was just like, hell yeah, that's an amazing development. So, and it wasn't anything that would break the character or the game, that you could stay in that form, because it's if I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, it's only 10 extra feet of movement and that's it that you gain from it, right?
Well, then he gets a reaction where when enemies move close, he can move away, but that's it.
Yeah, so I felt like in that moment, just for, it's one of those moments where I feel like it's fine to break the rules or bend the rules a little bit, because for story reasons, it's it's a great story moment. So sure, let's go with it. All right, another character that had quite the development lately, and I can see Jake's ducking out of the video. Come back here, Benjamin.
Hi.
He was up to a few shenanigans this episode.
I wouldn't say shenanigans. I feel like he was just very conflicted with a few things.
He stole from Neza.
In his defense, you told him off, and on one hand, you had to be taught a lesson. On the other side of things, you know, he was feeling a little bit useless, as most people would, you know, being in a completely strange world and with no real adult experiences. You know, he feels like he needed to do more for everyone, and he just couldn't do that without maybe being a little bit reckless.
That's thievery.
I'd say you should have hid it better.
Well, it was under her bed in a sack.
Well,
or a bag or something.
Yeah, it still wasn't very well hidden. I mean, if Auburn can find it, I mean...
I feel like it was perfectly in character for Benjamin to do that, because it makes sense that a teenager with some really strong feelings would do something so clearly very stupid and easy to find out for just the most basic reasons. There was no way he would ever get away with it, but still doing it just made so much sense.
Yeah, and I feel like there were plenty of times where, and you could tell by the reaction on my face, I was like, I really haven't thought this through. And then when you saw Otis's like footprints in the mud, I was like, well, no, that could be any little owlbear, you know, it's fine, no one would ever know. And then it was the whole like being seen by Strix. I was like, I'm gonna try and hide everything from everyone, and then it all went to rubble.
So,
as it would be for a 16-year-old to try to concoct a on-the-fly plan to steal something quite important in a very obvious manner.
Yeah. I didn't know much. I couldn't hear you when you were making this. I was just seeing loads of cool lighting effects, you know. Obviously, you're making some sort of breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
So, did Benjamin actually have like a plan for what you were going to do with this item? Because I don't think we ever really managed to get that far before he was discovered.
No, I feel like he noticed like it was making he was aware that obviously this mag cannon was making people stronger, including himself, and if they were messing around with that magic, then I feel like he could only assume that he'd regain this strength and the ability to cast these extra spells, therefore giving him the extra power that he felt was needed to help his friends.
And I mean, it worked. He were able to cast quite the spells.
Oh yeah, you know, like, you know, the whole Strix attacking Otis and then Thunder stepping away and then accidentally summoning a demon in despair. Yeah,
all that really helped his friends. Very, very helpful stuff.
Well, at that moment, Otis was the significant. You know, if you saw someone that you trusted attacking one of your friends, you'd be like, well, this isn't right, you know. Look, things got out of hand. Let's just say that. He wasn't thinking, he is a child, and, you know, we all survived in the end. That's the important thing.
From a storytelling perspective, like, it was awesome. Like, it was epic, and I'm not over it at all.
No, I really love things like this in D&D when something just comes to a head that has been brewing for a while, and you can tell that people are like, oh, are we really doing this? Are we fighting Benjamin? Are we? Luckily, we didn't have to fight Benjamin, but.
Luckily, Benjamin just made a really silly decision, and we had something a little bit bigger to fight.
I mean, besides, we all know how it goes. You know who the winner would be, right? Because Auburn has already, you know, shown his dominance on Benjamin by shooting him earlier, right? So.
Yeah, of course.
Well, to be fair, I also shot Arleem.
That's true, but Arleem is now can polymorph into a dragon, so you know that's also a thing. dominance-wise.
Which I might add, Polymorph does not do. But I was just like, fuck it, it's cool.
For sure.
I mean, to be fair, they think, in my mind, they think this is a beast. They think that this is a fire-breathing bird of some kind. So I was like, yeah, it's fine. He can try and mimic it. So, probably if you were to compare a dragon and him next to it, that would probably be, close up huge differences. But I was just like, he's going by memory, it's fine. let's just go for it.
The rule of cool.
Exactly. Cool. So yeah. No, I mean, I was completely taken by surprise by that whole episode, and having to mid live stream, mind you, having to figure out how to quickly make a map and prepare everything, and I didn't see anything like this coming. It was a big surprise to me.
Yeah, and hats off to you. You did that really quickly, so that just shows how an amazing DM you are. So.
Thanks.
Did you have planned for Jake to steal it from the beginning?
Nope.
Jake he just said. Great.
I didn't even have a plan at the start of the episode. I was like, well, no, I feel like I did at the start, but like the episode before, I had no clue.
I thought you might have said to Marty, I'm going to steal this thing from...
Nope.
You had said something after session 8 that you were like, well, this is what I'm going to do. And I thought you were joking. You were like, I'm going to steal that from Neza. And I was like, ha ha ha.
Yeah, and then that dwelled on me. And I was like, well, actually, maybe I should. Maybe I should.
Yeah. So yeah, but I mean, definitely... I mean, it pulling it back and looking behind the screen from a DM point of view on a live stream, I feel like it is something that, it's given me an experience, something that I can work with, and something, there's definitely a few lessons learned from there that I can use going forward. So, I mean, thank you for testing me, I guess, but also don't do it too often, please.
No worries. Well, I've learned my lesson because now I'm level 0.
Yeah.
Not sure how that's going to work, but we'll see.
Cool.
I don't have a montage.
Yeah. A lot of characters will have a montage, I feel like. So
definitely.
All right, anything else to this episode that you want to mention?
I really loved the way that Adam had Strix just jump to conclusions really fast. Because obviously Adam knew the real how it really was, that it was Jake and not Otis that did it, but the way he just had Strix logically flaw his way into oh my god, it's the goddamn demon, I'll kill it, and then just focus
Can't be
on
the
it.
child.
No, the child's pure and innocent. He'd never lie to his friends.
It also gave us an insight into that Strix can really be scary if he just thinks that.
Oh, you haven't figured that out until now.
Strix is creepy.
He was creepy, but he wasn't, crazy killer.
Looks creepy, acts creepy, must be creepy, Danny.
No, misunderstood.
Right.
Tell that to the demon that I summoned.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think Adam had like this vision of going into this with, showing how heavy metal owls actually are. And I think he's doing an amazing job with it so far.
100%.
Yeah. All right. So where do you see this going on, going forward? How do you see things going now?
For our own characters?
Own characters, any characters, up to you how you want to answer.
Sure, I'll go first.
No pressure.
Well, obviously for Auburn, he's gonna have to have a talk with Arleem. Obviously, that's the first thing he's gonna do. So beyond that, well, I think the episode next time should show what he's going to do.
Yeah, I mean, I think I already had that in mind, that we will probably start with Auburn and getting, that whole elephant in the room out of the way. Because, and I'm sorry that I probably had to cut you short on that episode, but because I did ask you where we're going, but we obviously also were on a time crunch and
Nah, it was fine.
Yeah, so
it's better suited for next time.
Yeah, I think so too.
But I think that Benjamin is obviously going to be either trained by everyone in the party or just specific people that he trusts and wants to learn from.
Yeah.
Doing your gizmos.
All right. So okay. Well, let's do this then. Neza, what are you going to teach? What is Neza going to teach Benjamin?
Benjamin is her apprentice, and she's going to impart as much knowledge as she can into his head about the mag cans and technology and how they're going to get home, and really looking forward to nurturing Benjamin in like the astronomy as well, because that's not Neza's strong suit, and Benjamin seems very good at that. So little like encouragement there. She's been very focused on getting home and not babysitting a 16-year-old. Maybe to a little detriment.
Fair. So if anyone can hear the noise in the background, I believe it's raining at your place, right, Amanda?
It is absolutely pouring again.
Yeah, we can hear that.
Sorry.
It's fine. It's
good ambience.
It is. So Benjamin,
Hi.
you're going to. When the episode ended, I feel like Benjamin was being like told that now everyone is going to take care of him. How does he feel about that? That now all of a sudden he has all the focus from all the grown-ups, pretty much.
I'd love to be able to answer that right away, but I don't think I do, because obviously Benjamin's always been kind of his own little soldier with his band of owlbear friends, and he's never really had to. I mean, obviously he's like looked after himself and looked after his crew, but he's never had to take any like real responsibility. So the fact that now he, instead of just his scoutmaster teaching him the basics, he's now got four like mentors now. It's probably gonna be quite a lot for him, if I'm honest. But I also, outside the character, I'm still debating what's gonna happen now, because obviously, very briefly, after the whole level 0 thing, we had a chat of, is he gonna change class? Is he gonna do whatever? Honestly, I have not given it a thought yet. I feel like on some level, I still kind of want to be a warlock, but if I don't have a patron, then I have no magic.
I mean, I believe that because I told you that whatever you want to do, just know that all the options are open, and so if you want to switch class, if you want Strix to be your mentor and learn to be a wizard or sorcerer, then we can go that route. If you want to train and become a fighter, then Auburn can probably help you train, so we can go that route. But if you also want to stay warlock, well, we'll find a way to make that happen. So it's really up to you. But so you don't have, are you still do you feel like you're leaning more towards warlock, or are you completely? It's everything still very much up in the air for you.
I feel like. And this is purely because we're at this stage of season 1, that I feel like keeping Warlock is a sensible idea. I'd love to multi-class a little bit, but I feel like at this stage it might be a little bit too late for that. And I feel like at the start, or even before this campaign, when we were talking about inspiration and such like that, I remember one specific thing I really wanted to play from this character was the fact that he was this innocent little Boy Scout, and once he got more in touch with himself and like a bit more magic, he was going to become a little bit more chaotic. And I feel like we've just seen that. So I feel like it still needs to happen fully, if that's the case. What that will look like when it comes to the end of it, I still don't have any clue. So at the moment, I'm feeling yes, still Warlock, but maybe we can have a talk about it.
Absolutely. So yeah, but yeah, no, I had to already now, without obviously spoiling anything, I do have like an idea for, because I think that moment also surprised me a little bit. That, okay, if you don't want to play ball, well, let's take your powers away. And it's definitely not something that I planned. It was, sort of, again, that spur of the moment. What is, it probably tells you, where Waterm is in his headspace right now with, he's not playing ball. Well, fine.
But also that's really likable for the character at the moment as well. He's just gone through this like a massive emotional thing. Everyone's telling him this is really bad. Obviously, he's just going to try and shut that out. So I feel like that is also very much on character. Maybe he'll come. Maybe we'll have a good think about it. Maybe the stars will teach him something. We'll never know. But we'll see how that develops.
Yeah, but yeah. Anyway, I do have a few ideas for where we can go depending on what you pick and choose. So.
Look forward to hearing them.
I feel like Waterm isn't the type who would just like say, all right, I'll just leave you alone.
No, exactly.
Yeah, you make a good point.
He probably have something up his sleeve. Yeah. So obviously your characters probably don't know too much about what's going on between Waterm and Benjamin, but you as the players, how do you see that whole Waterm situation currently?
Volatile. It feels real dangerous. I think so too.
Yeah, I feel like Waterm is maybe he is genuine in wanting a friend, but he's just some kind of being who doesn't understand what that means. Because for him, it's probably just, you're my friend, so we're going to do everything that I want to do. and that'll be fun. And if you don't want to do that, then you're no fun.
Isn't that how friendship works? This is Marty's asking.
Yes, it is.
We're playing D&D because I want to,
yes.
And you're all my puppets.
Please don't stop watching. He'll beat us.
Jeez. Okay.
Well-timed whip of the tail.
Wow.
I feel like the situation, I feel like Waterm's a bit of a ticking time bomb. Like there's only so much of this encounter that will go on before it turns really unfriendly.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm in the same mindset. Especially if I keep shutting him out in game, at least I feel like I think we slightly saw that anyway. I was like, okay, no magic for you, you're level 0, boo-hoo, But I feel like if Benjamin keeps messing, or if the whole party keeps messing up his plans or his ultimate goal, whatever that may be, like I said, I feel like shit could really hit the fan, and we could be to blame for that. Who knows what will happen in the future with that. But.
And then there's the other person who is speaking to Waterm as well. Who I have a much stronger suspicion of who it is after this episode.
Really?
Out of character.
Who could that be?
Neza is super clueless.
I think the only one who would kind of know is Auburn. And I did have Auburn make a mental note of that was weird about the boar that Coxie came back with, but there was something else that he needed to worry about. It was much more immediate. But he definitely noted that boar wasn't just killed by normal means.
So,
is this? Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
I was saying, is this the episode that I wasn't there for? I think.
No. It was this one. Coxie came back with.
No. The when you said the conversation that was going on with this other character, Autumn.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe you were not there. Yeah.
I think that was the episode you couldn't be there. Yeah, where and towards the very end, I had just a small teaser scene where you see Autumn standing around these spiders, still still couldn't resurrect them, but this human, non-described human, walked in and they had a short conversation where this person that walked in had trouble, or felt like sort of mirroring Auburn, felt like he didn't pull his own weight and that he couldn't do enough, and he kept getting in these bad situations, and he needed a friend to help him.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah. So we did get, in the previous episode, we did get a lot of information as well about the master to these Nothics. And I feel like most people were surprised to find out who the real master actually were, because they were, because of what had happened. So where are your minds on all that?
After last episode, I kind of didn't think about it. I was like, it was like backburnered.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, the more we talked with the Nothic Jad, which, by the way, we just brought him back to camp and no one said anything.
That's true. I forgot about him too.
We brought a monster back to camp and everybody was just like,
I don't even know where he is right now. Where would he be?
Oh no.
Classic. But like, the more we talked to Jet, the more I thought, this is Wharton. Wharton did this. Mm-hmm. But before we started talking to Jet, I was just like, something else is messing around here.
Mm.
It was the like corrupted magic and like changing them that I'm like trying to figure out a character, and maybe in character as well, because Neza is a scientist, so she probably is pondering this, like what connection he has like to corruption of the goblin-like creatures with Benjamin's character. Like, was there going to be some kind of corruption happening there, like physical corruption, not just turning him into a bad boy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's a question.
Yeah,
it's a good question, to be fair. Any answers, Marty?
Sure. I do have an answer to that, but I think that would be spoiling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Please keep it to yourself.
So, all right. We do have, towards the end here, we do have some community questions that I think Adam has asked the majority of these questions. Let's jump into some of those. Which NPC is your character most fond of? So your character, which NPC are they most fond of?
I think if you asked this before this episode, he probably would have said Wharton, because he was like kind of inspiring to him, but definitely not so much after this one. Most fond of.
Who is it? Who is it, and why is it Coxie?
Look, we're not going. I say I don't think Benjamin's particularly fond of anyone just yet. You know, he hasn't really been able to. Like he obviously talks and like has certain friendships, but fond of maybe not so much. Oh, Otis. There you go. Otis. Very fond of Otis.
Well,
Poor Otis.
Yeah, well, yeah. He's very fond of Otis, his remains.
Carries him in a little baggie.
Well, no, that's done. But yeah.
How about Auburn?
I think it's a bit the same because Auburn haven't really had any lengthy conversations with any NPCs, but I guess if I have to say anyone, well, he's not, I would say, fond of Karxi, but he knows Karxi and he's saved Karxi on a couple of occasions, so he definitely cares about Karxi. Also praised him for coming back with the boar. So you guys.
I don't know what you're...
I did not expect Auburn to have a romance going into this. I'm just saying.
I mean, there's still a few episodes left,
There's still a few episodes.
Lots can happen.
But honestly, I how could he look at Karxi even a little bit after getting that letter?
Oh, new romance. Just
love triangle.
Yeah.
Love with a god. Oh my god.
It was meant to be.
Oh no.
But it can never happen.
Right. All right. What percentage a chance would you give all of you making it back to Baragoo alive?
I have 100% trust in Neza.
There we go.
I feel like, depending on what we fight, Auburn might actually die.
Okay.
Because you never mentioned being, you mentioned like how likely it's going to be, but like I like the fact that Auburn went down the route of death of the character, whereas I'm thinking maybe some people just don't want to go back. I feel like at this point, if we can get home, Benjamin's probably going to, but maybe things will change in the future. I'm not sure.
If we're talking that, well, that all depends on what happens for Auburn. If Auburn does make it to the end and gets the choice to go home, it really depends on what happens.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether or not he wants to stay. But, a dragon fight is really hard for a fighter.
Yeah. Let alone a 16-year-old child. With no level. At the moment, I'd say 50-50 that Benjamin survives. I mean, he's got no powers. He's got nothing at the moment. So we'll see. Does he trust Neza fully? Yes, but not to get us home. We'll see. But the only reason for that, that's the thing. I feel like Benjamin trusts Neza, but out of character, knowing that we still need to get a few more mag cans to power this thing properly.
Who said that?
Maybe.
Who said?
Wait, do we have enough power for it?
Who said it needs more mag cans? Nobody has said that. You might actually have everything you need. Who knows?
Touche.
But then we won't get to fight the dragon.
Just need some time to do it, and some science, and some astronomy, and figure out where the fuck we are in the first place in order to get us back to where we came from.
Okay, noted.
We keep going off and doing things and not actually doing the science.
I think that's because Marty wants us to, though.
I know. It's very annoying.
I want us to.
I'm not the master of you. You guys decide what to do. I mean, Thrak has given up on you all. I mean, he's just,
Hate that
He's
guy.
Thrak.
Do you mean Thrall?
Thrash? Yeah.
Thor?
all right. What's something you're really hoping will happen before the end of the season? Is there anything in that regard? Something you hope?
You mean apart from the Karxi Auburn relationship?
apart
Or
from
the Arleem Auburn relationship. I mean, I could go that way too.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, I'm still very. I mean, I've been on. I was going to try and think of a ship name on the spot then, but that was never going to work. The Ortsea ship. Orbsy. There we go.
Auburn.
Just no. I've always been on that ship. I've already forgotten the question. What did you ask?
What's something you hope will happen?
Before the end of the season.
Before the end of the season. Out of character, I really want to face the dragon. But that's purely because I've never faced a dragon in my D&D history. So I feel like that would be a huge great thing to do. If that's not the case, and we go down the route of killing Wharton, then I feel like that would be the my next step one. If we go down that route, so that sounds fun too. Slightly more dangerous. Is that more dangerous, dragon or Wharton?
Why not both?
Why not both together?
What if the dragon is Wharton?
What if?
I don't think it is.
Well, we don't know. We don't know. Master has 4 legs and 2 legs. We don't know.
But then why would Wharton ask questions about what the mag cans are if he already has them?
Because he doesn't know how to use them.
Perhaps.
Deflection. There you go.
Yeah. I know.
Well, yeah. I'm sure
God,
you do.
I hope so.
How about you, Danny? Anything you'd like to happen before the season ends? Can be anything. Doesn't necessarily have to be Auburn.
The dragon fight. I really want to fight the dragon.
Right.
Well, and also, I guess I just want to see if we actually do make it, or if we're stuck on this world. I think there's a very real chance we might just end up being stuck, unable to ever get home.
How's Neza feel about that?
How dare you? She can get you home.
Not to any fault of Neza's. Like, we lose the mag can, so whatever happens, or something happens that makes it so that we can't go home.
It's true. It's a fair point.
So Neza dies, and nobody can then finish the.
It's up to Benjamin.
Well,
my apprentice.
Literally, everyone is expendable except Neza. If Neza dies, we're fucked. We can't go home.
Yeah, what kind of scientific mission only sends one scientist?
Well, technically, there were more, but the whole, decapitation
dying at the beginning.
Yeah, it happens.
I mean, there probably are other, junior staff there, but nothing, nobody on Neza's level. So
it's fair.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all for me.
Do I not get to answer the question?
Oh, sure. Then go ahead.
Thanks for your permission. Other than fighting the dragon and Neza getting them home, I would really like Neza to have a tender moment, because she's just not great at that, and I'd really like that to happen for her.
With Thrak.
No, oh God, no! Why would you ruin it, Danny?
Right into the story, Marty. Right in.
I mean, I'm working on it.
Like, I don't mean romance, just like something tender to happen to her.
I don't know. I feel like you already had that when you were comforting Auburn outside the cave, and Arleem and myself were very awkward about it. I feel like that's as close as you're ever gonna get.
God, if that's it, I feel so bad for her.
Also, don't think you're getting away with this, Mari. What do you want to happen? Obviously, without any spoilers,
Oh my God, that's difficult to say without spoilers. I mean, something I want that happens
for us to die.
Yeah.
Well, maybe so less more about like the story, or what would you like to see from our characters happen? Maybe that's a better way of putting it.
That's also difficult to answer, because I feel like your characters, all the characters have really surprised me in the end, even though, you know, I've been there on the sideline helping creating the characters and things like that, you know. It's still been a big surprise to see everything that happened. I mean, in a good way, like very positively. But you know, obviously, all of us, it's the first time we're playing together for real. You know, bar a few people here and there, but so I don't really know what I expected going into this, except that now that I'm that we're almost done, I'm so happy to be playing with have had the chance to play with all of you, because it's been such a ride so far, and just to see, you know, with this limited time that we had, all these character developments that all the characters have taken. And I totally deflected the question by that answer.
That's what we noticed. It's fine.
I don't really know. It's very, very difficult. I mean, obviously, I would love to see the dragon fight happen as well, because we sort of already have teased that there is a dragon. So, you know, why would we tease something and then not do anything with it? So, obviously, I still hope that happens as well, just to you know, mirror the rest of you. And I mean, there's two very obvious things that I want to say that I want to happen, but again, that would be spoiling. So
yeah, of course.
Yeah. But yeah.
So Team Cartsy, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna happen, Auburn. Just let it happen.
Well, you know, I had the conversation with one of my friends who also watched the shows, is Leonard. And I was like, I didn't really think about what Auburn's sexuality is, because I never thought we would be doing anything with that. And I was just like, sure, he can do that if it's a good moment in the story, and if it fits, then sure, it'll happen.
No pressure.
I love that.
Fair. Duly noted.
You walk into the bar,
So the first
candle-lit dinner.
first thing that happens next session.
You hear a
To have a
knock on your
hangover
tent
and
flap.
wake up.
All right, I think. Sorry?
Can I just add something, though, in regards to something you said earlier? Just made me think that you said that this was the first time most of us have been playing with each other. But I actually felt like coming into this that it was so easy. It was so easy to play with all of you, even though I've never met you before we started doing this. So just kudos to the whole team for just being awesome to each other.
Yeah, I agree. It's been seamless, like just so fun to play and role play with you all.
Agree.
Really easy, natural.
Yep, I can only agree. And it does make me a little bit nervous sometimes when those moments happen where I have to improvise, because all of you are so great at it, and you know, and then I'm sitting there with all my 5-6 different characters, and I have to figure out how they are, you know, doing things and thinking and what they're up to. So yeah. So I mean, sure, I'm nervous, but that's a good sign. It means that everyone else is doing so well. It just means that I, you know, want to also do really well. So, but yeah,
You are, Marty, doing a very good job
Yes, you are.
with
thanks.
all of your characters and leading the story.
Yeah, it's easier to improvise for one character. It's a totally different thing to be doing it for every other character in the game.
Especially when you then have someone like Benjamin all of a sudden telling the character that I'm playing that he's definitely into Auburn, and I'm just like, I never thought about it that way.
But yes, I think maybe, I think he is, yeah.
Perhaps he is, I don't know.
I thought it was funny that you thought Kaxi was a woman.
Yeah, I don't know what. I don't know.
Yeah. All right. I think that's all we had for this week. So yeah, thank you so much for being here. If you want to follow what we're doing, if you have any questions about the episodes, all those things, you can follow us on social media and ask them over there. We are pretty much everywhere at Crowded Tavern. You can also join our Discord at crowdedtavern.com/discord. And you can find all the links to everything we mentioned at thecrowdedtavern.com. Amanda, anything to add?
Yes, please follow, subscribe, rate, review, do all the things you do to the content that you love, anywhere that you get the content that you love. Podcast players, YouTube, I don't know, write a review on Facebook. Is that a thing that we do these days? Sure, why not? We'll take it. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Guys, thank you for joining.
Thank you for being here.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Bye.
Bye.
So I'm going to do a scout salute at the end of everyone.
Beautiful.